Joining us now to discuss the crypto market is Andre Portillo, head of digital assets at BTG Pactual, one of the largest investment banks in Latin America. Hi, welcome to the show. Let's just get right into it with Bitcoin, over 30,000, lots of different explanations out there. What, in your view, is going on? What's the main driver?
Hi, guys. Good morning. Thanks for having me. Well, I think we're seeing pretty much a decoupling with Bitcoin, not only this year, but especially after the events of SVB, right? You have like Bitcoin almost 50% up after that, and running a little bit in pair with gold, for instance. So, and when you look to Ether and the other crypto market, it's not that strong, okay? So I think talking specifically about Bitcoin, there's clearly a different kind of narrative right now with all this banking crisis and inflation that is making it decoupling a little bit from the rest of the market, okay?
But like the banking crisis thing has been going on for a while. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts about what is causing Bitcoin to surge over $30,000 over the past few days. That's what I'm curious about, because all of the explanations we're hearing are slightly longer term. Interest rates, banking, but the banking thing is like that's not news, right? So I'm just curious if there's anything you think that's driving the most recent surge.
No, but again, Emily, the events on banking, SB was March 10th, okay? So it's 1 month ago. So it's a very short term for the markets. And again, when we compare the behavior of Bitcoin specifically against other cryptos, if you take Ether or if you take other projects that are more related to, let's say, technology and infrastructure, for me, it's clear that these decoupling Bitcoin, it's a combination of things. So first, inflation. Second, a way out probably of the system, okay? Not that, Bitcoin will replace dollars or nothing like that, but it's indeed a way out of the system. If you take the weekend of SVB, all the markets were closed, were shut down, and Bitcoin was trading. So there's a way out, okay, for this clearing. And again, take a look of the behavior of Bitcoin against gold since SVB, and it's pretty much correlated. So for me, there's clearly a different kind of narrative in Bitcoin right now.
All right, Andre, the last time you were on the show, you had a matter of fact view around regulation. And correct me if that's mischaracterized. On regulation, you had said if you need a license, you kind of need a license, and companies need to go and get a license. And that policy is, crypto policies made by Congress. Has that view changed in light of the fact that the US appears to have taken a slightly harsher view, harsher stance against crypto companies, going from regulation by enforcement to what some people have actually called regulation by retribution?
I think there's a clear distinction right now, and definitely the U.S. Regulators, are with a much heavier hand right now, especially after these banking events. I don't see that changing. For me, clearly, we have this administration right now. Clear they don't like crypto. They won't change their view. It's my impression. Okay, and again, the only way out on that would be if the U.S. Congress took the matters for him and actually regulate the market. Okay, because can you hear me? I think we have some audio problems.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah. And I don't see. I do not see Congress acting in the U.S. In the short term. Okay, so I think this regulation hurdles will continue, and let's hope. The Congress might change their minds and step in earlier, or we have to wait for this administration. And that a lot. The things that opens a lot of other opportunities for other countries that is already moving, right?
Yeah, I guess my question is more about whether you think the heavy hand of the US regulators has been fair on crypto, because you've always been part of the industry, but you've also been making it very clear that, look, Congress has to do what they have to do, and regulators have to do what they're doing, and industry has to do what they're doing. So, but I just want to get a sense from you now whether you feel the heavy hand has been too heavy or appropriate.
That's a tough question, but in my sense, they are exaggerating a little bit their attitude, because at the end, the regulators first they need to comply with the regulations in place, right? But second, they need also to pay attention what's happening in the market, new technologies. Okay, so if you have a heavy hand with every new technology that comes around, we're going to basically halt every type of new innovation. Imagine if the regulators have the same approach with the internet back in the late 90s, beginnings in all the 20s. Okay, we won't be living in the world that we are living today. And I can see a lot of analogies with what's happening in crypto right now, but with the regulators having a completely different approach in that case. So yes, I do think the regulators are having a heavier hand that they should. Again, the regulators need to comply and enforce the regulation, but there are clearly different ways to do that. Okay.
And just what's happening in Brazil? I mean, is that where you're located? That Brazil is one of the big crypto markets in the world. What's the view from there right now?
Brazil, we have the law passed in Congress last year, very broad law. Right now, the central bank is working on the let's say the detail of the regulation. Okay, we expect this to be ready this year. And on the other hand, the central bank has a clear and straightforward agenda, which is to absorb every type of technology that crypto brought to us and use that to build a new infrastructure for the Brazilian financial industry. We got to remember that Brazil, we have a very sophisticated financial industry, a very tech-savvy population, okay? And I think with these regulatory framework, very pro, I will not say pro-crypto, okay? But at least pro the crypto technology. Okay, it's not that central bank wants to make Bitcoin legal tender, but they understand the technology and they understand the potential that it can bring to our market. So we are clearly in a very good position right now in terms of regulation.
All right. BTG Pactual is one of Latin America's largest investment banks, and you can talk to how they've recently introduced a dollar-backed stablecoin through its crypto platform Mint. Why do that?
Well, first of all, we've been in crypto since 2017, okay, and we have, in terms of more traditional institutions, we've been introducing the last years a lot of firsts, let's call it like that, and BTG Doll, which is our stable coins, the last of these moves that we're doing. We do believe that the crypto technology, blockchain technology, will be the new rails of the financial system. Okay, that's our view for this technology in the medium to long term. And our goal is to bring products to our clients and to the market as soon as we feel the regulators allow us to do that, that the regulation allows us to do that, and the market's already in a good position. Take a look at what the markets for USD stablecoins right now, especially after what happened in crypto last year and now in these more recent events. We do believe that there is room for a USD stablecoin that is well issued, managed, and controlled by a more regulated traditional firm. Okay, that's our view.
Can we also, final question, we're out of time, but we want to quickly get your view on both Ether, given the upgrade, Chapela later today, and Bitcoin, given CPI inflation rate has come a bit, better than expected. What's your quick take on both of these? Yeah.
Very, very quickly, CPI, good number, okay. I think, it's clear that inflation is getting more weakened, okay? The challenge, like I said here before, is it's easy to bring inflation from 9 to 5%. The challenge will be to bring to the 2% goal of the Fed. But I think the markets right now clearly are seeing that, the Fed will pause for a while, and that is good news for the market, period, okay? That's the point that's making a Bitcoin, all the markets behave better. About Ether, I mean, Ether is continuing their upgrade roadmap. Okay, I think this is it will be a very good for the industry overall. I do think that although we might see some short-term selling of people that are unstaking, especially something like Kraken that they are obligated to unstake right now, I think medium term the stake share of Ether will increase, not decrease. Okay, once you have freedom to come and go, people will be more willing to stake Ether instead of before. So that's our take.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, BTG Pactual Head of Digital Assets, Andre Portillo. Much appreciated. Thanks so much for joining us.